Demonstration goes a step further. He's walked into their neighborhood, Jesus that is, and he's sharing the gospel of the kingdom. It's actually just exuding, he's embodying it. He's exuding out of his pores. It's just coming out of who he is. But next he turns to look into their lives at the problems they're facing, at the situations that they're encountering. And he shows how the power of God and the power of the kingdom is bigger than their problems. He heals a blind person. He helps the person who can't walk to walk. He takes a person who's about to be stoned, and he not only delivers them from being stoned, but also from their shame. That's the power of demonstration.
There was this family on the south side of San Antonio that we had become friends with, and I had gotten to know the daughter. She was probably a couple years older than I was, and then her mom. And there was one day where the mom called and she just said, "Hey, we don't have money for groceries. We need something to eat." So I was, I think, making $900 a month at that point. It was very little. And I was like, okay, groceries. And so I go to the store and I was like looking for really practical things like bread, peanut butter, eggs, stuff that would go a long way. And I keep hearing the Lord say in my heart, the Holy Spirit speak to me and just say, ice cream. And I was like, ice cream is not practical. And but I just couldn't get away from it the whole time I'm in the store. So I finally go to the ice cream aisle and really clearly hear the Lord say cookies and cream ice cream. So I was like, okay, cookies and cream ice cream, here you go. And I just added it to the pile, show up at their house with the bags of groceries, and they started unpacking them, and they're so grateful. And they're saying thank you, but then they get to the cookies and cream ice cream and something happens, and the presence of the Lord just comes in, and the lady grabs the ice cream and she just falls to her chair crying. And she looked at me and she just said, "How did you know that I like cookies and cream ice cream? How did you know this was our favorite?" And I was like, I had no idea. Truth be told, I thought it was kind of silly, but I just kept hearing the Lord say that. So the thing I can say to you is just that the Lord knows that cookies and cream ice cream is your favorite, and He did that for you.
Sometimes God just gives us opportunities to demonstrate His love. My wife Elizabeth and I had been living in a Central Asian country for 4 years when we were attacked one night in our bedroom by Muslim extremists and beaten pretty severely with hatchets. We were both hurt badly, but Elizabeth was hurt the worst with a fractured skull. When we were laying in the hospital in Europe, God opened our eyes to the opportunity this presented us to demonstrate His love. We knew that we should go back as soon as we could. But once we got back, Elizabeth said, after being with some of the women she had been ministering to, they've stopped taking that missionary discount off what I'm saying. They know now that I'm one of them and that I love them. We can show God's love in ways that are much stronger than anything we could ever say. And when He gives us those opportunities, they're so precious.
I've seen people's lives change, like at walkthroughs. There have been several people who have transformed before my eyes, and it's kind of amazing. And it happened through friendship, though I guess that's part of also the incarnation. And then I've seen just a random volunteer that finds us, I think like online or something like that, and then she happens to be working for like an eye doctor, and then she connects us to that business. And then people that literally were like, I had never been able to see my entire life. I thought just the world was blurry, and suddenly they have glasses. Like that is in some ways kind of a Bible story of today. And then I've seen when we have gone into people's houses and prayed for healing, and then a couple weeks later the doctors were like, we can't find the mass anymore. I think that's His power being demonstrated.